Well, I didn't have my phone ready, and it's hot out here too. What's his name? Christian Combs just left, and that's some good. And it's lunchtime now, so as you see on the YouTube is out. I seen Sean Combs' publicist too. She just walked past me. Let me see if I can get her. Her thick self. Hold on. Not that she's gonna talk to anybody, but she had just walked past me too and went this way. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit by. You go order. You go order the shooter. What's good, order?
What's good, my brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm alright.
You good today?
Yep, no doubt. Yep. Yeah. Oh Lord, look at the fleas off nothing. He said. I guess ain't nobody else coming out. And I think I saw Lauren LaRosa. She came out the side exit. And I didn't ask her what was going on. So let's see if we see Tisha Charles and see what she's talking about.
I know about the thing.
I forgot this brother's name. I was on. He asked me a bunch of questions. Monday. Oh. All right. Yep. Y'all went on lunch? I mean, they went on lunch? All right. Cool. Let me see if I see this other individual I was looking at. Oh, there go Tisha Charles. You see, she got better security today. Somebody over here doing commentary too. Okay. I don't see that dude that was interviewing me Monday, because I forgot to get his info. And it's crazy, he didn't even ask me my YouTube page or any of my social media. But some people are selfish like that, and then sometimes you just be overexcited to get someone's perspective, and it's different from yours. So, you tend to forget to ask those questions. Oh, here he is. Here he is. These two guys are comedians.
He's like, wait, the child is what? I swear not.
Listen, and speaking of that, let me get my alls out on it, yo. Let me put the alls on it, y'all. Alls. I said all the up. If he didn't get out, I'm all in the up, y'all. Most popular Israel in history. I'm telling you. He's gonna be extremely popular.
He's gonna have so many women wanting to have freak outs. He can't do those sporting freak outs anymore. He's old now.
But he's just sitting there with
Did he in shape?
In the corner.
with his tooth.
Who did he? He in shape.
All right, thank you.
Did he in shape?
I
gotta get going. I gotta do.
I don't know. That's a lot of freaking off. That's 3 days of freak off. That's a lot of freaking off. That's the max. It might be 4. It might run to a 4, but usually it's a 3 day. Usually it's a 3 day freak off. Usually. Consistent.
Hey.
She said he didn't know.
Maybe I'll say it was something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll get you to say more oil.
Yeah, give me the oil. I got the oil for your ass.
Everybody got baby oil jokes now, right? Matter of fact, we're gonna see how the stock market is on the Johnson & Johnson baby oil. We might just get some more stock in baby oil, right?
Yo, listen. With the slip and slide.
This trial is going to make people freak here. I swear to God, people are going to be wanting to have freak offs. I know that's not the intention. I know that it's
That's Emily. Emily is in a freak off right now.
Oh.
overhearing conversations.
Don't say that too loud, Uda. Don't say that too loud.
I think people are going to get freaked here after the trial. And I think if Diddy ends up walking free, he's going to have more women after him he ever had. Because people are insane. But I don't think Diddy has it in him anymore. He's older. I don't think he can do the 40 free goes. You need drugs to do free goes. The only reason they were able to go for days is because they were on so many drugs. Unless Diddy, he's sober right now. So if he gets out and if he's sober, I don't think we're going to see those 6 free goes. I'm just saying, people are getting very horny in the courtroom.
What's your name?
Hi, Emily knows everything.
Okay, D.S.W.
What?
D.S.W. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. It is definitely hot today. Can't complain about the weather today, right? I know the past few weeks I've been complaining about the weather. It was raining, then it was chilly. So today is definitely not complaining. I'm gonna have to bring a spare towel with me so that I'll make sure I'm not just dripping sweat all over people or myself on my phone, right? Man. All right. So thus far, I think we're going to end this live. And now unless I can get somebody that's been in the courtroom to give us some good info. But like I said, thus far, I don't see, I see Tisa Tells, but, I don't think she likes me no more because I'll be telling her, you got to keep your personal opinion out of this. You got to just go with the facts, But a lot of people is giving their personal opinion, and I always say you can't give your personal opinion until you have all the evidence. All the evidence hasn't been presented, so why are you giving your personal opinion? Anyway, let me see if I can get close enough and I can, she's getting interviewed by the news, huh? Wait, she got this guy always with the baseball cap and suit. He always with Lauren LaRoche. And like I said, I think Lauren had walked past me. Let's take a walk over here and see what's back here, right? Because I'll be seeing people. Hey, what's good? I'll be seeing people walk out of here, and I'll be wondering, oh, and why? That's a nice tattoo she got. Let me see what's going on back here. Huh? It's a nice outfit. And she's thick. She's dragging the wagon, fellas. She is definitely dragging the wagon. Oh, man. Okay. So he has notes. Them two have notes. So they must be upstairs. Oh, yeah, she had a press pass, so she's upstairs. All right. She has notes as well. Everyone has notes. That's a good thing. As long as you're giving the facts and you're not giving your personal opinion. Like I said, it's too early to give personal opinions, when you don't have all the evidence. She has notes as well, too. Okay. And, all right. See, this is what, I don't want to say if I was in this case, but God forbid, right? I would have my family come out through these doors and have a marked car back here instead of going through the front, and then you have to worry about the press all in your face and YouTubers and stuff, because it's definitely stressful. Not just for Sean Combs, but also his family, the kids, his mother, And like I said, I've been in trouble a lot, and I definitely have my family support me in all my cases. And, it's just a lot to go through. And this don't just stress you out, it stresses your family out. And they be losing weight, they start getting grades, because they wondering if you're going to do the rest of your life behind bars. And yes, I've faced the rest of my life behind bars a few times already. It's not a good thing. Your stomach be hurting, you be throwing up, you be sick. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what you did and you know what you didn't do, and you get overcharged a lot of times. But at the end of the day, I was blessed that I had actually got all my charges dismissed and came home. Now, did I learn my lesson? I was young and dumb and full of color. I'll just say that, right? So of course I went and continued the life of crime when I was young and dumb. But I used to say, well, why are you in trouble now? Defending my family. That's why. Allegedly, right? Allegedly. Oh man. So, let's go. All right. Oh, it's a big woman out here, fellas. Sheesh. Good God Almighty. Anyway, I see this guy out here freestyles. He always has a nice suit on. Did she just give a generic laugh? That was a generic laugh. We go over here. Let's see what's going on over there.
I don't work for the courts.
What's going on, Doc? Second wall. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's the lady from the news. ABC News, I believe. Yeah. Oh, right. So I could see that. I saw the press, all their vehicles. Yeah, see, ABC News. I mean, every news station is out here. You have even Telemundo, and ABC, CBS, NBC. She be out here too all the time. She works one of the news stations. Yeah, NYC. Okay. All right, so like I said, I think I'm gonna end this live unless I can get a few people that's been inside the courtroom to give us some info, and if not, I'll stay out here until the end of court because they close in court every day at 3. It's a nice Maybach. Oh, excuse me, Maybach, right? Oh, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the comments. You said she's nice. It's a lot of nice things out here, Tay. ASA-NID part. I don't know what that is. Hey, I was wondering if I could be a moderator. We could talk about that. Say hi. What are you out? I'm assuming you're trying to say, where are you outside for or from? You gotta spell better than that, buddy. I speak perfectly good English, and I know how to spell. Big love from London City, England. Shout out to London City, England.
That's what he caught. I said, man, you gotta catch it.
Hey, Ohio is watching. I always have loads out in Ohio. Pickups and drop-offs off of Interstate 80. What do people ask to be moderators? Oh, you said why do people ask to be moderators? To keep the chat clear of negativity, racist stuff. I don't condone none of that stuff. I'm a product of a biracial parents, so I don't feel no race is better than another. So that's why. And also just to keep a lot of because kids watch and they see things, so you don't want to influence the kids by cursing all the time, so I make sure I just want to keep everything PG. You know, even though we're adults and we could talk that way freely, but I'd rather talk that way freely, you know, face to face, not on social media where we're influencing a lot of kids. You know? Why I go loud, I don't use moderations because of a strong person who can accept free speech. YouTube won't let you just say anything. That's true. But they can't catch everything. Because I know I've seen a lot of stuff and people will say stuff and I'm like, wow. Or even stuff that, you know, they say that you can't show. And I see people, you know, it doesn't get caught. So at the end of the day, that's what you need moderators for. Well, you wanna, what's it, Miss Know It All? That's a unique title. You wanna be a moderator? But it's okay, stick and stones break bones, not words. I get that, but words do hurt. And I always say, because I study child psychology, you could say something to somebody that'll affect them for the rest of their life, or at least 30 years of their life. So I'd rather get punched in the eye than someone say something that'll hurt my feelings or whatever for a long time. When I come up with Suge, well, Suge got a state case, right? And Sean got a federal case. So you can't lock him up with him. You know, make that make sense. Just know it all. Check out your channel. Okay, that's all good with me. I actually got a truck life channel that I don't be on because I'm here in New York for a while. So, but I'm gonna create another truck life channel when I get back on the road myself. You have a complete control of your words. Hurt you. It's always on you. George Floyd is my hood ornament. That's the certified hood classic. I don't get the point of saying that. Christopher thinks I mostly drag Christian Rock and Blueface. Why you drag Christian Rock and Blueface for? Those are two immature children. Regardless of the money and the fame, people forget those are immature, uneducated children at that. So why drag them? If anything, lift them up, you know? Try to teach them something. I see Christian Rock is actually going to church. It's a good thing. She needs something in her life besides the drama that she always have going on. And that's what I'm saying. Lift these little young babies up. They misguided. A lot of them don't have their mother and father in their life teaching them anything. Say hi. She's so arrogant. She's fake. She used God. See, now you're prejudging. How are you gonna say she's using God? You're supposed to use God. So that, now I got a question. Why are you saying the things you saying? And how old you are, Miss Know It All. That's why when I read your title, I said that's unique. No, I'm using just something. If you 55, you older than me, and see, now I'm assuming that you should know better. And you actually prejudging her, and you know she could be your, well, I won't say grandchild, but she could be your child. And you know these young babies they misguided. Some of them have no guidance at all. I can't stand these ratchets. But laugh out loud, I rock 90s drugs, but I like all kinds of stuff. All right, I can't stand these ratchets. You know me either. I don't, it's very rare I click on any of that stuff. It doesn't entertain me. So that's why I say you gotta uplift these babies. They don't know any better. They think being ratchet is cool and they could get to a bag. I say I don't want a bag of money. I want a bank full of money. She says she's from the Lord, but our hair was busting people in the face. That's what I said. She's unguided, so she don't know any better. So if you were able to get to her and pull her aside and let her know, the right way of living, then you should do that instead of dragging her. You said you're 55 years young. So that means you should have some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding in life. She do not know better. She's 25. Thank you, because I didn't want to stop this to see how old she was, but at 25, please. And I grew up, I grew up in a strong family with morals and values, but I made bad decisions, So.
You got it, man.
And she's messy, Junior up. Okay, but, all right. Like I said, Miss Know-It-All, you see the same thing I see. And like I said, if you were able to get to her and tell her about herself and in a constructive way where she gets it and understands it, and maybe she could start living a righteous life, then that's what you should do instead of dragging her. There's a difference between giving constructive criticism and just being evil with what your words that you choose. To say to these babies as, these are crack babies, these are heroin babies, and she's from Baltimore. So let's talk about that. If you want to have some real dialect, even most young people don't do, I don't know, just do that. Yeah, but you can't judge every child. Like biologically, I got two sons, right? And you would assume, if you know me, that they would have followed my footsteps, but they didn't. Both of my kids are on the road their entire life. My youngest child is a borderline genius. Finished school early, and he's an architect now. So I said excuse for Christian. I'm not making excuses for Christian. I'm actually just saying that you should do better as a 55-year-old woman instead of talking down on a 25-year-old misguided young lady. You should be trying to pull her up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making no excuses for her. And age is just a number. You said she's 25. Okay, 25 don't mean anything. If she don't have knowledge of self and know how to live righteous, you could be 35, 45, 55 and still make childish mistakes. That's the point I'm trying to make. How many people gotta be hurt behind or they I'm starting to question whether or not if you really are 55 with the stuff you're saying to me. And like I said, age is just a number. Because see, what you're doing right now in my chat is the same thing that when I first started watching her when she was on the reality show. People, what's his name? Because I don't like to call nobody about their alias, but I can't think of his name right now. When Hunter was trying to give us some game or whatever, and she didn't want to listen, I said, okay, I'm going to stop watching. And then from that point on, that's all I kept seeing or hearing was how she's quote-unquote ratchet. So it's not like someone with some act right didn't try to talk to her and give her some game, but she still chose to do what she do. But she's online showing us her actions. You have the right to either turn off and don't watch it. So you complaining doesn't do anything. Like I said, if you were able to talk to her and tell her what she's doing is wrong and how she should be living, then you should do that. Like I said, don't drag these babies at all. Pull them up by the hand and talk with them. If you're a religious person, you see she's trying to find her way in Christ, then you should sit down with her. Give her some scriptures to read. And not just give it to her, but also give her explanations on why you hand her these scriptures. I just give my opinion. Thank God for the First Amendment. Okay. I hear you. But you do come on very judgmental. And I don't understand why you like I said, you can't just grab some of these babies and tell her, where they're going wrong at. Not in a dictatorial way, just, like, look, let's give examples and then show lead by example. That's what's wrong, I say, between the elders and the youth is the communication. You have to be able to talk to them to get them to understand, instead of just dictating to them what they should do, because then that makes them shut down and they don't want to listen to you. Wait, hold on, all right. You recorded on a potato, brother. What? I am where it's needed. Okay, thank goodness for all our bills, our rights. King Harris is young and he ain't being stupid. You talking about T.I. and Tiny Son? I don't like to use the word stupid, but I don't understand what you're saying. He's not being stupid. He's done a lot of immature things, and people forget he's a young man. He's not a child. That's number one. He's a young man, and he's still learning himself. From the outside looking in, and I've only had my house in their area where they got 2 homes, but one of the homes that they have is in the same area as mine, and I've seen them now here and there, but I could just tell he didn't have no real guidance. You got to figure out 2 celebrity parents that's constantly on the road, and until they did the reality show, so evidently they was home then. But like I said, I don't make excuses. I just look at the facts. The facts is he had 2 celebrity parents that was never home. That's why he said he was raised in the hood with his grandma. He's hood. I get exactly when he said that. I knew exactly what he was saying. There's a lot of celebrities that's constantly on the road, and they being raised by their grandparents or their uncle or their big sister or brother. So, and that takes a toll on a kid. When people see celebrity kids acting up, they immediately want to say, oh, how could they do that? And their parents is this, that, and the third. And I say, see, once again, you're judging these babies off of what their parents' celebrity is and their money. And that, to me, is wrong. You can't judge a celebrity's child, just because they money or their status. That's not going to do anything for them, Having money and your parents being a celebrity doesn't mean that you're not going to get in trouble. Oh. Like I said, them young kids got too much time and just people just say yes to them and don't never check them. And that's what's wrong. And that's why we here now in front of this federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, because no one ever checked Sean. And the few people that did, it was too late there. He believed he was above the law, and things happened, and now he's facing the rest of his life behind bars. Junior, what? Wait, hold on. You working on the corner, bro? I work all over the world. But I know what you're doing. You're trolling. I'll entertain some ignorant stuff. I'm working on the corner. No, that was my past life, 26 years ago. Oh man. Let me see. He ain't out here being a bad daddy like Christian out here, not getting Junior like help he needs. Junior can't walk or hold his head up at almost 2 years. A baby should make you grow up. And Christian being a terrible mom. Christian thinks she's above the law, acting like Oklahoma is racist to her. Like I said, you're giving a lot of opinions from the outside looking in. And like I said, if you feel that way, then reach out to her. Send her your email. Exchange numbers. Talk to her. Give her some wisdom. You're 55 years young, right? Give that young lady some wisdom, some knowledge, you know? Like I say, you know, you do. And I see a few of y'all trying to talk about this, the freedom of speech and all. Y'all really don't understand the law. When I see people say that, I go, that's for the press. That is not for y'all to sit here and say what y'all want. And don't think just because I can say what I want and you got rights or whatever. You can also get your page taken for certain things that you say online. You can also be sued too. That's why people say allegedly. So you really don't have a right to say what you want. You think you do. But like I said, a lot of y'all don't know law. Y'all say what y'all heard someone else say. That's why when I see a lot of y'all give y'all opinions on these cases and y'all talking about, oh, he's guilty just because you saw a videotape of him whipping Cassie, that doesn't make him guilty of sex trafficking. That doesn't make him guilty of a RICO. Or he got 6 charges, right? Y'all saw video footage of him whipping on Cassie and y'all immediately said, oh, he's guilty. The man has to have what? A day in this building right here to see a judge in front of a jury of his peers. Like I said, that's why I look at a lot of these YouTubers and TikToks and people on Instagram and Facebook giving their personal opinion. I say, that's why you'll never be a juror. Because jurors get picked and because of their answer they get. You can't be sitting here giving your personal opinion on a case. You have to look at the evidence and then decide whether or not that person is guilty. Your personal feelings doesn't matter in the court of law. You said free speech is not for the press only. I never said that. I never said it's for the press only. I said the law was designed for the press. And I said people like y'all that's in the chat talking about your amendment and freedom of speech. And I say, yeah, y'all use that wrong. Y'all don't know that law. Even they have to say allegedly if they don't have all the evidence to be presenting on these airwaves. Why? Because those are multi-billion-dollar companies, and no one likes a lawsuit. Don't care how many billions you got. That's why they do extensive research. That's why the other day when I was out here and I was showing y'all the behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of these people right here with them laptops out on these phones, they're getting information. They're getting facts. So before they get on the air, that's why the news is not 24 hours for the most part. You get it in the morning, you get it in afternoon, midday, evening, or whatever, and late night. People have to make phone calls, emails, fax stuff to get proof of stuff. You can't just say anything. Like I said, just because you're not working at a major network doesn't mean that you can't be sued either. Oh, wow, you think Diddy innocent? Oh, my gosh. I don't know who Diddy is. I know who Sean Combs is, and I don't think he's innocent. Like I said, I look at the transcripts every day at night before I go to bed. And I look at what's being presented, and I say, okay, thus far, he is guilty of coercion, sex trafficking, and domestic violence. The sex trafficking alone, it starts off at 15 years. The max is 25 to life. So what we talking about? And I've said multiple times on other people's channels, even on my own, when you get a chance, like you said, you're going to check me out. Yeah, check me out. See what I said. What he did, from what we know thus far, is bad. Yes, he should go to, he's already in jail, but my thing is, if it's just domestic violence, you get a year, you do 9 months on it. If he's found guilty of sex trafficking, like I just said, the minimum is 15 years. The max is 25 to life. Coercion, I forgot the timelines. I got my notes at home or whatever. But at the end of the day, we still haven't heard all the evidence. So no, to answer your question, no, I don't think he's innocent. He's guilty of a lot of stuff, but he's in this building right here, getting his day in court in front of a jury of his peers. Like I said, I don't get my personal opinion unless someone asks me for my personal opinion. And I'm not a jailhouse lawyer, but I do read and I understand law. And like I said, a lot of people out here get their personal opinions and don't even understand law. So make it make sense. One thing you won't do is you ain't going to convince me to think your way. Because I don't just go for people's emotions. I look at the paperwork. I read stuff. Is that what? Wait, hold on. Let me go down because the sun is in my eyes. Give me 1 second. Our forefathers created the First Amendment for the people. Those are not my forefathers, but I know what you're trying to say. It's not my forefathers. Is that Ben Dover? That's cute. If you ask him out the one with the nice derriere, I don't know her name. But if you trolling and that's what you saying, yeah, it's nice. News is not required for the factual. Oh my gosh. Now I'm really starting to believe you're not 55 and you're trolling. Happy Gay Pride Month. Yeah, that's true. That's right. It is Happy Gay Pride Month. Shout out to, I forget all those letters, so I'll just say Happy Rainbow Coalition, and be respectful to people that you know, that's lesbian and what is it, lesbian? Well, just the Rainbow Coalition. Be respectful, you know. I got family members that identify as, you know, whatever, and gay uncles and lesbian cousins and all that stuff. So, you know, I don't care about none of that. You know, I'm not offended, nor am I afraid of anyone that's in that lifestyle. You know, but I'm also extremely respectful. You know. LGBT. Yeah, thank you. I thought it was more letters though. LGBT, any Q, something. I think it's more letters, but I appreciate you though. What is it, Joe? God will fix that. God will fix what? Happy Gay Day. Okay. Oh no, he did. See, you can't. Don't follow that dude. Don't follow him. God does love everybody. Don't the Bible says, "Come as you are." So don't, like I said, don't believe. This is what I be talking about. You can't go off of bipolar people and their emotions. That is totally wrong to say God don't love everybody. But God created everybody. Why would he not love everybody? Make that make sense. But like y'all keep saying in the chat, you know, you have the right to say whatever. You do. It doesn't mean I have to agree with you. And I know I don't agree with everybody when they just going off emotions. And I'll keep saying it. I go for facts. You can read the Bible, I can read the Bible, and we interpret it 2 different ways. I understand exactly what I read, and I go for facts. I don't try to manipulate the word or none of that. It is what it is. But you said God will fix these gays, fire, lake of fire. Stacy Shepard, that's your personal opinion. I don't believe that, but that's your personal opinion. God loves everyone. If they love him back, they don't engage in actions that we condone. That's your personal opinion. That's what's your name? Smile. What is that? Smile. The sun is in my eyes, so if I can't see everything word for word or read it word for word, pardon me, because it's definitely bright out here today. I think it's 78 degrees, 70, 72, 76 degrees out here today. And the sun is shining. It's shining right in my eyes. I gotta start wearing my Ray-Bans. Or either my sporty shades, because I wear those too when I'm driving. The message is held fulfilled. All right. Anyway, let me ask y'all in the chat, what do y'all think thus far, what y'all heard of from day one to now, all the testimony? What do you think thus far, chat? What do you think Sean Combs is guilty? And also, what do you think he's guilty of? Or do you think he's innocent? And I'm not asking your personal opinion, your feelings. I'm asking you as far as the facts, what you've seen thus far. If you didn't see all the testimony, I understand that too. Actually, I would love for you to say that. I only followed 2 days out the first week. I only followed a day the second week. The third week. I only, say that. Be real. You have, as y'all keep saying in the chat, you have what is it, Second Amendment, freedom of speech, right? So be real with your freedom to speak. Say that. Say, I only followed this week, 1 day out of this week, 2 days out this week. This is all I know, and this is what I can get my limited knowledge on this case, and why I say this, that, and third. What you said? Stacy Shepard, God is love. Stop fair and morality. Ain't following. You ain't following what? Larry Duncan. That's another thing too. I don't ask nobody to subscribe. If you subscribe and you like the content, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't get paid off of YouTube. It would be nice, but I don't get paid off of YouTube. I don't beg no one for the subscription. I just post what I want to post, and if you like it, cool. Put a thumbs up, subscribe, keep it positive. You know what I'm saying, in the comments or in the chat when I do go live. Other than that, you could look at mine, every single video. I believe I got close to 300 videos up on just this channel alone. I think I asked maybe 4 or 5 times that people subscribe, like, and comment. Like I said, this doesn't make me. I make money outside of just doing truck stuff. Like I said, YouTube didn't even pay me enough for what I make a year. So, and if they ever match me or do more, then cool. Other than that, because I'm not turning down $1, but like I said, I just created this channel just because I was home and I had a speeding ticket in D.C. and they said my license suspended. So I came back to New York to figure out why. And I figured it out, took care of it. So, like I said, I got a whole nother channel of my whole truck life, you know? And I live a comfortable life, you know? I don't have to be out here doing this. I do this for the people. I do this because I saw people putting out false narratives and not knowing law. And like I said, I deal with facts. You seem like a really good dude. I am. I have a good heart. Oh, I said Diddy is innocent of the freak offs, but guilty of the DV. He didn't. Oh shoot, this son is hitting mine. He didn't put a gun to anyone's head and make them do anything. Who's that? Anti-Usler? 215_2155. You said he's guilty. His name is Sean Combs. I don't know why people keep saying Diddy. He's guilty of the freak offs. Yeah, we saw that the first week. Tuesday, the first week of this trial, Tuesday, Cassie admitted that she paid for 2 escorts, cash herself. And when I saw that, I said, wow. When I got home, I looked at a few people's page, and I noticed no one picked up on that. You can't admit to being a co-conspirator in a federal case and not be locked up. That's why people keep saying, I don't see where the RICO is. You don't see where the RICO is because you're blind to the law. She admitted the second day what she did. So that means if she didn't take a plea deal, yes, she worked with them federal boys and took a plea deal, so she wouldn't be incarcerated right now. So that's where the RICO was at. Her and other folks that work for Sean Combs that, hide things so he couldn't be in this trouble that he's in now. It takes more than one, because people keep saying, how is this a RICO? It's only one person. Well, that's because they gave everyone else a plea deal to come tell, That's why I said a lot of people don't know law or they don't understand law. You can't sit here and say, how is it a RICO if it's only one person? And you're not picking up on the second day of this trial. Cassie got on the stand and admitted to paying for 2 BBCs herself, cash money. Evidently, that means she's the co-conspirator to Sean Combs. And anything else they ever did. Like I'm going off the top of that because a lot of my notes is back at the house. But as far as her and Sean Combs' personal assistant, and also one of the escort, what's his name, the Punisher, saying something about they was asking how he get his drugs and everything, and a lot of people say, I don't know, but and then they was like, someone comes, he got a guy in Florida, he got a guy in California or whatever. And I said, wow, damn, people tell him like that. Now I know his drug supplier is sitting there probably nervous, like, damn, if they're not locked up already, trying to squeeze them to tell, He means he's not following the case. That was your question. No, I read it and I said, okay, I didn't understand. He just said he's not following. He's not following what? But it is what it is. What else? Is this about Joe Budden's being top 5? In your opinion, Joe Budden is top 5. He's all right. Read it again. I said, innocent of the freak-offs. I think the heart is getting to it. The heat. Yeah, the heat is. No, but it's not even. It's the sun. I'm telling you, it's a real bad sun glare. Look, hold on. You see? Do you see that sun? That sun is shining today. I mean, it shines every day, but it's extra hot out here, and I am sitting directly in the sun, so I need to go over there in the shade. When I was out here Monday, it was hot, and my phone, it actually told me, it said it was too hot. So that's what I'm saying. I can't, and I wear reading glasses, and I don't have them with me. So that's why I said, part of me, if I read your name wrong, or other than that, I could read pretty well, and I comprehend pretty well. I can't see too well. Well, I only see one person giving their opinion as far as what they heard these past couple of weeks on the case. And that's why I even broke it down. I said, I get it. People have lives. They work. Like, that's why I could never get to the building early enough to go upstairs in the courtroom because I dispatch at the trucks. And sometimes it takes me more than just 30 minutes or an hour to get a good paying load for my workers and myself. I'm not just taking any load. It has to make sense. The price of diesel fuel is up. It's been up for some years now, over 10 years. And, back then I was working for someone. And now I got my own company. I still have to make sure people eat. People got families. I got families. I got family. And the loads ain't making sense, then my trucks ain't moving. And as much as you try to negotiate with these brokers, a lot of them, they just don't give up the money. And the money is there. Anyway, yeah, I'm waiting for people to say how long they've been following the case and what they saw and what they actually think as far as what they saw. I said, I understand you may not be a lawyer, you may not study law, you probably never been in trouble a day in your life, but from what you saw thus far, what do you think? If you've been following the case every day, well, like I said, if you just followed a few days out of each week, you know, even though that's pretty bad because you can only go off if you only watch 2 days the first week, 3 days, the second week, a day or two, third week, then I still respect what you say, but I'd rather for someone to jump in the chat and say, I've been watching this case from day one, actually since it was just said that it was a warrant for his arrest, up until now. And especially now, that he's in front of a judge and a jury of his peers, and he's actually getting his day in court. And thus far, I will say this. If I wasn't physically out here, I was at home watching. And yes, I do have the transcripts. Every day I buy them transcripts and I see and I read it. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till the verdict comes down. And regardless what it is, I'm going to go word for word from day one and explain why it was either guilty or not guilty. My truck is moving backwards, but it's moving. Okay. As long as them wheels is moving, you making money. That's all that counts, right? Say hi. What? I don't get that part of the game. Everybody be saying, say hi. You say hi. You tell me good morning or good afternoon or good evening. You're telling me to say hi. You gonna pay me for saying hi? I bank at 3 different banks. You can deposit the money in either one of them. You're telling me to say hi. I'm not married to none of y'all, so you tell me what to do. The only person I need to listen to is my wife, and I don't have one. Sure. While it's moving backwards, so is my bank account. Well, you need to fix that. What is your name? The Salmon Project? You said while it's moving backwards, so is your bank account. You must be overspending your money, buddy. Stay out them strip clubs, You gotta save money. Invest in stock. Right now, a lot of stock is low. Buy as much as you can and watch in 10, 15 years from now, your stock going to be up. You're going to be a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. So that's just a little advice from y'all, which I've been saying on this channel and my other channels too. Like I said, I don't have to do this. I make money 3 different ways. Easy. Actually, more than 3. And I don't get paid from YouTube on none of my channels. Like I said, I do this just to be showing people, Actually, I started a YouTube page in 2010 when I was living in Baltimore, Maryland. And I took every video down because it was getting a little wild. I'll explain it real quick. I moved out to Baltimore, Maryland, and I saw this whole bike life scene going on. And I know it wasn't Rough Riders because I'm a day one Rough Rider. So when I saw what was going on, I decided to buy a camera and record the footage of these young individuals riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers in the streets of Baltimore. And then I realized there's reason for that. So when they started changing the laws in Baltimore, Maryland, then I said, okay, you know what? It's time to take the video footage down because they was using our video footage to find out with some of these people that were following the bike life scene where they lived at it. So they changed the laws where you get caught riding a dirt bike or four-wheeler in the streets of Baltimore, Maryland, you're actually gonna get your license suspended, and for 6 months, and then also you have to pay a fine, and you have to do some time. No other state has done that back then. So that's why I took all them videos down. And I said, well, I'm not going to contribute to someone getting locked up and their license suspended and have to pay a big fine just for riding a dirt bike or four-wheeler in Baltimore, Maryland streets when there's no tracks out there. So, and like I said, I've had over 10 pages, 10 YouTube pages. But my truck life page is what I take serious because that's what I've been doing for the longest. I've been driving trucks about almost 18 years. So, and then I was just showing people, even though I named it Truck Life, my life is not just consistent driving trucks. Like I said, I got grown sons. I don't like to say step, but I got grown stepdaughters and stepsons, and I vacation and I have fun and I go to clubs and I work out. I try to eat healthy. Keyword try. So that's why I say it's lifestyle. But people know that I drive trucks, and that's one of the ways I maintain my lifestyle. Are you a native Yorker? Wait, hold on. Wait, let me go back. He's here. I'm not sure, but I believe it's Sean Combs' son.
Really?
Yeah. I'm at the strip club, but I'm the one stripping. Oh, okay. So then you making money. You are a native New Yorker? Yes, I'm a native New York, born and raised in the Bronx. Lived upstate New York. Lived in Virginia. Lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Lived in California. Got a home in Atlanta, Georgia now, with my ex-fiance / business partner. And then I'm also going to purchase a home in South Carolina within this next year. But then I'm going to purchase some land in South Carolina and build my dream home. Oh, that's Miss Combs.
Will you be in the house? No, is that? No, that's not the mom. Who is that? That's not the mom.
No, he didn't.
Will you be in the house? Oh, okay. So it is his mom. It's his mom. All right. His son. Right there. Diddy's mom, right? His son. Diddy's mom, his son, right there. All right.
Oh, sound like you from Brooklyn. I get that a lot when I be in California. People always say, "Yo, you sound like you from Brooklyn, son." I'm like, no, I'm not from Brooklyn. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I probably lived in Brooklyn 2 months out of my life. Okay. That fellow Bronx, brother. Yeah. Yeah, I was born and raised in the Bronx. Like I said, I lived in different states. I even lived upstate. I lived in Orange County, New York. For what, 7 years or whatever. And that's what made me move to Connecticut. I got in I was younger. You say young, dumb, and full of cum. And got in trouble and moved out to Connecticut with my mother for a little while. And then got introduced to my mother and my children. So, yeah. I think I need to stay in the shade, though, let my phone off. Because it gets hot, and that's it. It'll be lights out. Because when I was out here Monday, I had some good content, and I was recording loud, and my phone said it's hot, and then it just went out on us. And I was like, damn. Because I looked for that footage last night, too, and I said, yeah, it's going. But, unreal. Let me see, that says, hold on. Salud. Okay. What's good, huh? And E. You said went to Connecticut. Too. You went to Connecticut to dance? Were you dancing Stanford or Bridgeport? Or what's the other strip joint? Mamaroneck, Connecticut. Yeah. Like I said, I lived in Connecticut. When I was young, I used to do my thing out there. I got in trouble out there. I did some time out there. I've been in strip clubs out there. Yeah, I like to have fun. Like I said, you follow my other channel, you'll see. Well, my old channels, I took a lot of those videos down. But yeah, that's why I said, follow my truck life video or whatever. Even though I didn't put everything up there, but I was having fun. New Britain, okay. Yeah, no, London. Yeah, that's where my oldest son is out there. He's married with children. Made me a grandfather. I'm too young and handsome to be somebody's grandfather. Yeah, Sean Combs. Yeah. His name is Sean Combs. It ain't Diddy. They from North Carolina, huh? My mother's mother's from North Carolina. My mother's father's from South Carolina. Yeah. So wait, the Solomon Project. You say you from New York, and then you said something about New Britain. But are you didn't you say you dance? Let me go back in the comments. Let me make sure. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm at a strip club, but I'm the one stripping. Yeah, that was you that said that. Okay. My homeboy set up shop in Bridgeport and New London. Yeah, Bridgeport. That's right. That's what I was trying to say. New London, Connecticut. Where's my oldest son at? Bridgeport, they call it Bloodsport, right? Pistol waving New Haven, right? Yeah, I know the slingo. Like I said, I lived out there for some years. I'm trying to think of the name of them clubs out there in Bridgeport too. I actually know it's not because it's on the borderline of Bridgeport and Stratford. Oh shoot, what's the name of that doggone club? Oh, I can't think right now because it's off of Success Avenue. It's actually two clubs right near, well, not literally near each other, but damn, I got a brain freeze. And I could see the outside of it and everything, but I can't think of the name. Man, the hell is the name of that club? Because my mom's got a house literally walking distance from that club. It's off of Boston Road. Oh, shoot. And then it's another one that's in Bridgeport, not too far from the train station. Like, as soon as you come across that bridge where the water is and you make a right, that's a pretty decent club, too. A lot of ladies, a lot of Dominican chicks from the city be dancing up there. And then they see me and recognize, they be like, wait a minute, don't y'all know you from New York? I be like, yeah. I'm like, I ain't nobody gonna tell your secret. You out here dancing. You shaking your money maker for a few dollars. Yeah. Wait, let me see. I thought Solomon, I thought that was a male, so you're a female. All right. All right. So Solomon the Project, right? Let me ask you a question. How long you been dancing? Hi.
Oh, it's okay. There's 1900 in
What's good, bro? You chilling? Alright, yeah. I'm over here. Oh, I was joking about the strip clubs. Oh, so you was trolling, as they say, huh? I thought you. No, look, I don't judge. I love strip clubs. You know, it's no harm in having a few drinks and watching young ladies dance or whatever. It's no crime in that. There's strip clubs all over the world. You know, people are judgmental, and that's why I say I got an open mind and stuff. They're not hurting no one. They're not hurting me. They're not hurting themselves. They just entertaining us, you know? I say it should be more strip clubs, you know? It keeps marriages, you know, pretty happy or whatever. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with a strip club. Plenty of times I've been in arguments with my ex, well, not even my ex-fiance or girlfriends, and I don't like to argue. So if you want to keep arguing with me, all I'm gonna do is just say, all right, I gotta go. Because I'm not catching a DV. We're not doing that. I'll get up and leave. I'll go to the strip club, have a couple of drinks, my lady calm down. Then she'll talk to me reasonable. We have some understanding. We make some makeup sex, and we both happy at the end of the day. That's why I said strip clubs is a good thing. It works for me and my exes back in the days. Yeah. So you said something about, you know, which I was reading. I really didn't want to read that out loud after, but you said it immediately, and I'm like, homeboy set up shop in Bridgeport in London. I don't even want to know. You know, you shouldn't be said that online, but whatever. It's each his own, right? But set up shop could be something else too. I just know when I say I set up shop in the town, I'm taking over the town. So, set up shop could mean you came up there, you bought a house, or you actually got a real estate business or a truck, any kind of business. It doesn't have to be illegal. But I know when I say back in the days I'm setting up shop somewhere, it's because I was doing illegal activity. Like I said, that was all 26 years ago. My oldest son will be 26 this year, and I found out he was having a child. I stopped all of that. I started driving trucks. Acquaintances with the Wild Cowboy, Pistol Pete, and a bunch of others. Yeah, Pistol Pete was just on Rikers Island, him and Fat Joe, talking to the inmates there or whatever. I say, yeah, they actually, I guess, following what Jadakiss has done last year. Jadakiss has been going to the prisons, to Rikers Island and stuff, and just supporting the basketball team there. He brought everyone pizza and stuff. So, and then I saw Pistol Pete started to go, and then he went again, and then he brought Fat Joe just recently. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing to do. Go in there and talk to these misguided youth. And when I say youth, I don't mean, just because someone's in their 30s or 40s, mentally, I'm saying they're misguided, And some people just need, that's why I was saying, I was like, I want to sit down, but I don't want no one think I'm trying to take someone's phone. Yeah, I'm like, I don't need his phone. I got 3 phones at the house now.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Because if you sat there and it went missing,
I've been accused of that.
Yeah.
I have to get that camera up there to prove my innocence. This came on top of that building.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but unreal.
Acquaintances about the balcony incident.
Okay.
Did he just say,
Right
you know what the F
that.
she did? I want to know what the F she did for him to hang her over the balcony.
I appreciate that.
Rihanna, the person that got
project.
immunity. Glad the fish got immunity.
Yeah, she talked to them people. She talked to them people.
Yeah, she got that immunity. So she's saying, I was held over a balcony. Remember Suge Knight allegedly did the Vanilla Ice, held him over the back balcony.
I'm glad you said allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
said, did he just say, you know what the F you did? You know what the F you did? What did she do for you to do that, did he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trying to find out right now. Let me see.
Okay. See, that's what I needed. I was gonna do that today. I was gonna bring my laptop and stuff, but
Yeah, because
I was running late.
You know what's going on in
Yeah.
real time in here. You know.
yeah, because I was just telling my chat like the reason why I can't get here early to get in the courtroom because I got to dispatch trucks. So that comes before anything. I don't get paid from YouTube.
Right.
Even though I got a YouTube channel with my truck life and what I do on there, but even on that one, I'm not monetized. I don't get paid from them.
Right.
I make my money driving trucks and investing and stuff. But you know,
What channel? What channel you on?
this one is at D.S.W3. So D.S.W3. Yeah, bro. This one here. Yeah. My truck life video channel is D Nice Truck Life.
Yeah, okay.
But I haven't been on that in a while because I've been
You
here.
was explaining that before.
Yeah. The day I met you. Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you on my chat. You
Appreciate it,
you, bro.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you.
Appreciate it.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. We got something else coming from it. All right. 2 minutes ago, prosecutor asked, did your first lawyer send the man letters to Mr. Combs? Brianna says, multiple, and the demand was high. He picked it. Prosecutor, did you approve the letters?
I gotta go,
Brianna
my
says,
brother.
no, they were incorrect. I let him go.
It was a
Prosecutor,
pleasure.
who? Tyrone
Same here.
Blackburn,
Same here.
saying, so she let her lawyer go because he got the
Appreciate you
letter
in the chat too.
Prosecutor, did people reach out to you? Brianna says Tiffany and Cassie, the producer Rob Holiday. Prosecutor, was he friends with Mr. Combs? Brianna says yes. Prosecutor.
There's too many people. Yeah.
Oh no, all right. Diddy's lawyer stepped in and said, hey, maybe have a sidebar. And judge says, we may. Okay. I wanted to get to the bottom of why Diddy actually was saying, you know what the F you did, and hung her over the 17th floor balcony.
Oh wow.
They never really explained exactly that. He just was saying, you know what the F you did, you know what the F you did. It was holding her over the balcony.
Whoa.
It had been drugs, you know, maybe. That's what happens when people do drugs, guys. You know, you do weird and irrational stuff.
Yep.
A lot of times violent stuff, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And, you know,
That's why they be calling people
out on people.
angry drunks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, says Anonymous. Shout out to you, Anonymous. I'm live inside. If you are new here, anybody new? All the new subscribers that been coming through, subscribe to the channel. All the new people that just been coming through. I think all y'all new subscribers that been coming in, coming out here to the courthouse.
That's right. Now I appreciate everyone that subscribed.
We're live.
Comment.
Where's Teacher Tell?
You know, I always.
Teacher Tell's around somewhere.
She was over there with her new security. It's like every time I come out, she got to do a different bodyguard.
Yeah, so she over there with the bodyguard?
Yeah.
She said my name yesterday. The people in my chat went over to her chat, talk about Razor Ray's, got you on his live and this and that. So she was like, who? Razor Ray's? Who?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's right. So I'm gonna log off for now. I appreciate everybody that chime in and your comments, even though some of y'all was trolling, but it is what it is. I'll click back on, all right?
Something. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, Anonymous. Yeah, it's like, wow. You know what the F you did? He thinks she stole money. You know? They had a sideboard because Diddy's team